Okay. So hopefully that all of you have a good experience and some sense of little taste, and excuse me. When you are practicing, you can clearly see that somebody is trying to putting a lot of effort, and during the meditation, if you begin to see that being just conscious, being aware, not only that practice is hard, it's effortful, but being more aware of somebody is putting more effort, and then when you recognize that, you can let go of that someone who is putting so much effort in that practice, then immediately practices goes much better. So now I can take some questions here. So the question here is the inner practice of Dawa Janse can be used as
gradual Zhiné.
Gradual Zhiné. Well, inner practice of Dawa Janse, the instruction of Dawa Janse's teaching is completely Dzogchen teaching, and Dzogchen teaching means, as I explained earlier, that abiding in the nature of mind defines what Dzogchen practice is, and in order to do that, you need to definitely have go beyond effortful, beyond natural, and get into the ultimate Zhiné, and that is very important. So you can say, if somebody is able to do inner practice of Dawa Janse, there is a Zhiné in there, but you cannot say that inner practice of Dawa Janse can be used as a Zhiné practice. Not. It's like a result of the Zhiné practice. Oh yeah, so the question is when you are practicing on the for a long time, is it normal to disappear the definition of the color of the and shape of the and so on? So it's very normal, because especially when you are not blinking your eye and you're swallowing, they say let the three waters drop. So when you're really focusing from the eye, from the nose, from the mouth, all the waters drop. They say let the three waters drop. So when the eye becomes with the tears, and of course then all that also affects the sight. So you can just blink one time, and then it clears again. Then you can refocus. Yeah. So these experiences are pretty normal to, like they disappear and they come back. So the question is, when one is practicing, or you're blinking the eye.
Yeah.
And then what?
Is the problem in my eyes or in my mind?
So the problem when you're blinking is a problem in your eye or in the mind. So that's a good question, huh? So I definitely have physical challenges. Not when you're not trying to blink, it's very hard sometimes, very, very difficult. And when the mind when the mind thinks, it's really hard, and when mind thinks, it's really hard. So when sometimes mind can make more problem, like always, than the actual problem is. So basically, I think is in a different circumstances. It can be many different. Yeah. Okay. So next question. So that is a very good question. How can I meditate Zhiné and three pills? Those you don't know three pills. So three pill is the white pill, red pill, blue pill. The stillness of the body is the white pill. The silence of the speech is the red pill. The spaciousness of the mind is the blue pill. You can also, it's very, very interesting. I think it's very, very good. You can look three pill as also a Zhiné practice. And in a way, three pill is a Zhiné practice. For example, it's when you're not carrying your with you all the time, and when you need an object of focus. So basically, we talk about the Zhiné, which means the calm abiding, or the Zhiné with the attributes. That means Zhiné with the object. That means the concentration with this object that you're focusing on. Object does not have to be always something external. Object can be also internal. In this case, will be the stillness of your body can be object of Zhiné practice. I think it's a good way to look at it. So the stillness of the body can be accessed anytime, any given moment in your life. For example, right now as I'm speaking, you are still, but you are not necessarily aware of that stillness in your body. So for a moment, be aware of that stillness in your body. When you do that, then immediately you are, it's like a stillness in your body is the so you are focusing on the object, you're focusing on the inner stillness. So that stillness is helping you to calm your mind. You see, immediately, I'm sure you, as I'm explaining you, if you're doing that, you are experiencing that calmness. Just do that for a moment. Pay attention. Those you are aware of the stillness in your body, your mind is supported to be calm from being aware of the stillness in your body. Those you are not aware, those you are still but not aware of the stillness in your body, your stillness of the body is not supporting your mind to be calm as much. Be aware of the distinction or the differences when you're aware or not aware. Reason why I'm saying that, when you're aware the differences between being aware of the stillness of the body and not being aware of the stillness of the body, even you are both still, there is a huge differences. The differences is so big that you will never not be aware of the stillness of the body, because it's so much more feeling a support of calming your mind when you're aware. Many people, when they meditate, they remain still. They are not conscious. They remain silent, but they are not conscious of that silence. They are open, but they are not aware of that openness. Same way, many experiences in a life. You are sad, but you are not aware that you are sad. That is the problem. You are happy, but you are not aware that you are happy. That is the problem. So when you are aware you are happy, speeds up. When you are aware that you are sad, it diminishes your sadness right away. When you are aware you are still in your body, it's immediately support to be calm. When you're aware you are silent, it helps immediately feeling a deep sense of inner peace. When you're aware, when you're open, it immediately gives so many options, solutions, potentiality. Even the thought, immediately when you're aware you're open, immediately you have so many different creative ideas. It always comes down if you're aware or not. If any situation, it always comes down to that. So for that reason, it's a very good question. The three pill and the Zhiné, if there's a connection, there is a connection. And for many of you, so those when you are not formally doing the Zhiné practice with three pill, it's your means of calm abiding. That means, what does that mean? That means any moment when you are not grounded, when you feel shaky, when you feel like a disconnected, be aware of the stillness of your body. When at any moment when you feel sense of not feeling calm, not feeling peaceful, feeling disturbed, bothered, interfered, be aware of the inner silence. No matter what's happening in your surrounding, immediately it will help you to calm. No matter how many doubts you have, questions you have, fears you have, the moment you're aware of the openness of your mind, immediately doubt clears, solution arises, sense of freedom merges. That means that stillness helps you to be calm, the silence helps you to be calm, the openness of the mind helps you to be calm when you are aware of it. Okay, so the next question. So how does Zhiné practice relate with the Tsalung and the 5-element practice? Well, I think just look at it in a very simple way. Zhiné practice means calm abiding. Just ask yourself, what does the calm abiding help you? Calm abiding, as I said this morning, that calm abiding practice, Zhiné practice, has two purposes. One, to calm your mind, to be well. Second, to introduce the nature of mind, or to stabilize any practices you do. So basically, any spiritual practices that anybody will ever do requires certain depth of calm abiding. Zhiné, it needs it. You cannot do like a dzogrim, like a perfection stage of practices, or like a four vision, like a four visions of dzogchen practices in the Togal without the Zhiné practices. Or you cannot even stay for a long enough, a couple of hours of not losing a connection to the awareness without the Zhiné practice. So Zhiné practice is the key for every spiritual practices, every higher spiritual practice of development of enlightenment. Zhiné practice is also important in every task that you do. It requires open focus. So let's say when you do a task, you have open focus, you have a closed focus. The closed focus, often people are able to accomplish one thing quite well, whatever professionally they're trained. They're trained for one thing to do well. They do only that, and they don't want to do anything different. They don't want to know anything different. They don't want they're closed up. Their mind is very close. We're trying to do different and new and better, and they're close. But they are very good at doing what they do. It's like a open closed focus. But they have concentration. Open focus, on the other hand, they are able to do, but they are able to do different if it's required. If the circumstances it requires to change, they're able to change. They can adapt the circumstances. They can work with the circumstances. Every circumstances in their life becomes an ornament and a support with them because they are working with the circumstances. Because if you're doing one thing in your life and you're only doing that thing, and if you're not open to do other things, then any other things arises in your life, they become obstacle. Why they become obstacle? They become obstacle to do the only thing you know what to do, and they are different than what you're doing. That's why business fails, the relationship fails, enlightenment fails, because of the patterns of samsaric patterns that we don't want to change different. So it's very important that that sense of open focus, it's in every practice. I think it just, as I say, from anywhere from accomplishing a task, to any interrelationship with the people, to higher enlightenment. All of them requires a Zhiné practice. Okay. So what way we can practice Zhiné with the sound? So as I said earlier, that Zhiné with the sound are recommended more to people who have more water element. That basically means more calm, more earth quality, more grounded. Older people, which also means the same thing, calm and more connected. Hopefully, when you're older, you are more calm and connected rather than agitated, nervous, neurotic old people. So hopefully you have slowed down. And those qualities are supposed to be good for sound practices. And blind people, the sound practice is good. And how you do it, there are sound in the Ati Dzogchen teaching. There are hung, hung she, like sound, hong she, hong she, hong she. Like that. So the practices are recommended to early in the morning, and sometime when in the group people do like a moon circle, like a half moon circle outside, where there is more freshness, there is more sky, there's more light. A good place to do the Zhiné practice. So basically, when you do the Zhiné practice, you do not want to follow sleep. So what can happen? We say chingmuk. So sometimes you are not aware of, like unclarity can happen. You are not aware of the object that you are trying to focus, like your stillness in your body. When you're not aware of the object, then you cannot focus or concentrate well. Or if you are not aware of the subject which is focusing on that object, if you are not connected well with the subject, then the subject is not settling down well enough. So you have to mind has to be clear and alert enough itself and object that it's focusing on. So basically not following sleep, not feeling dull, feeling wakeful, alert, sharp. So these are the good quality of the Zhiné. Okay.